Coming off another 3-in-1 day to make it a 6-2 run, but I'm still frustrated. Let's talk some baseball. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I am your host, Steven, and we are back for some MLB action. I don't know whether I'm really happy or really angry right now. 3-in-1 day, make it 2 in a row. But the Mets, my goodness, one of the worst losses I've seen, one of the worst baseball collapses I've seen in a while. That team cannot win a baseball game. Still 3-1, but just cost me a 4-0 sweep, that moneyline parlay. We'll go over the recap in just a little bit. So, NFL plan real quick. We are going to have an NFL futures video out for you August 21st or 22nd. We're going to give out our favorite futures bets, Super Bowl predictions, maybe a sleeper team. Just talking ball because it's almost that time, baby, and I am excited for it. So, as you guys know, any graphics in this video are from OUTLIER, the best betting research tool on the market today. Click that link below. You get a 7-day free trial. So, let's get into it. And that means it is dad joke time. So, here we go. I bought a box of animal crackers, but I had to return it. The seal was broken. Pretty good. Come on. Anyways, in this video, we're going to recap yesterday. Again, another 3-in-1 day, and we're going to go over the good and bad hitter matchups, and then we're going to talk who's on fire because it is Thursday, and then we'll give you the best pitcher strikeout matchups, the entire pitcher report, which is not as big because it's a smaller slate today, and then we'll finish it with the best bets and the recap. So hit that like button if you haven't already. Leave a comment below to help this channel continue to grow. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button as we have NFL right around the corner. Baseball pennant race is heating up. Just a great time of the year. So come join this awesome community. So I'm ready to get it started, and that means it's recap time. All right, there it is. A nice 3-in-1 day, and we start out with an easy winner. Christopher Sanchez over 5.5 Ks. Cashed that pretty easily. And then this one. Again, when we look back at bets at the end of the season, this is one that is going to continue to frustrate me. Brewers, easy win. In fact, they were up 6-0, and it ended up being 6-5, and then they ran away with it. The Mets, up 6-0 after 3 innings, guys, and they blew it. They gave up a 9 spot. 5 walks and a grand slam. The frustrating part about baseball is when you handicap a game, and then all of a sudden the guy who doesn't walk a ton, he all of a sudden just walks 5 guys. Bullpen comes in, walks more, and then lays a cookie out there for a grand slam, and they blow it. They lost 11-6. They not only did they give up a ton of runs, they didn't score again since the 3rd inning. The Mets are a debacle when it comes to winning games. It's frustrating. They're dead to me until later today in this video. Austin Gomber, under 16.5 outs. Nice, easy winner there. He only made it 5 innings. And then the Angels +2. You know what? I don't even need the 2. Take the 2 if you want, because they won the game outright, swept the Dodgers, have now won 6 straight games. They are 6-0 against the Dodgers. Huge 8th inning hit there. We'll take it. Again, profitable day. Should I be down 6.5 units on the year? No. That 1 unit play cost me over 2 unit swing. But hey, it's baseball. Try not to dwell on it. So that's what we got for the recap. Now it's time for the hitter matchups. All right, we only got 10 good hitter matchups for you today on this smaller slate. Zach McKinstry, 7 for 16 with a bomb versus Bailey Uber driver. His teammate Riley Green, 5 for 16 with a bomb. You see Colt Keith as well, 4 for 13 off of him. So we got some Tigers players up here against Ober, as they're very used to him. Doyle against Eduardo Rodriguez, 3 for 9. You see Alonso up there, 3 for 8 against Bryce Elder. And Francisco Lindor, also another Met, 4 for 7 with a home run versus Bryce Elder. So that's the good hitter matchups. Take a screenshot. Now let's look at the bad hitter matchups, and we got 8 of them for you. A couple Tigers here. Spencer Torkelson, 4 for 22 with 7 strikeouts against Uber Eats. And then Javi Baez, 1 for 15 with 9 strikeouts off of Uber Eats. And then Perez for Detroit, 1 for 12 with 3 Ks off of him. Other than that, Byron Buxton, 2 for 15, 8 Ks. Not surprising him. It's Tariq Skubal as well as Jeffers over there as well. So, actually, I didn't even mention Dansby Swanson, 9 for 49 with 19 Ks off Scherzer. Again, that was when Scherzer was a Hall of Famer. Still pitching solid, but not quite the same pitcher. So that's what we got for the hitter matchups. Now it's time for Who's on Fire. All right, here we go. If you are new to the channel, we do this once a week, every single week, just to kind of let you guys know who is swinging a hot bat right now to help you with your bets. This is page 1. Now, if you're new, you've got to have minimum of 20 at-bats and be hitting 340 or higher to make this list. You see a couple Martes on there. How about Noelve and Cattell? Cattell Marte, 458, 2 home runs, and 10 ribbies as the D-backs offense has come to life a little bit. And then Brian Reynolds, 407 with 8 RBIs. He's had a rough season, but a good last 7 days. You keep going down the list. You see like guys like Marcy, I don't know how you pronounce it, of the Marlins, hitting 435 with 10 ribbies, like we all thought he would. And then all the way down there at the bottom, the veteran Adam Frazier, 455, no home runs though. And you see Mookie Betts down there as well, swinging a good bat. Good for him because it's been a rough year for him. So that's what we got for page 1. Take a screenshot. Now we move on to page 2. What am I saying? Page 2. We got Segesi. Maybe that name threw me off. How about him hitting 409 but 0 home runs and 0 ribbies? And you always see Milwaukee Brewer players up there, even the 9-hitter. Joey Ortiz, 409 with 5 ribbies. William Contreras down there, 500, 3 bombs, and 12 ribbies. That is pretty impressive. And then, oh, by the way, Christian Yelich, 400 with 7 ribbies. That offense is absolutely insane. And then there's all the rest of the guys. Paul DeYoung, Michael Garcia, Adams, Altuve, so on and so on. So that's what we got for the hitters on fire. Now, let's talk some Ks. All right, we only got one good pitcher strikeout matchup for you on this small slate. It's the lefty, Jesus Luzardo, at the Nationals. Washington's offense is horrendous. Second highest K rate versus lefties last 3 weeks, 28.4%. Luzardo, 151 Ks in 133 innings. He has exactly 7 Ks in 6 of his last 9 starts. Slightly lower K rate on the road, 26% compared to 27.6 at home, though. And a way higher K rate versus lefties. 42.1% compared to 22.6. That is probably the biggest difference I've seen all season. It is wild. Now, since we only got one, just to kind of talk about a couple other ones, 2 other notable matchups, higher strikeout pitchers. Edward Scissorhands Cabrera at the Cleveland Guardians. Cleveland has the 9th lowest K rate right now versus righties in the last 3 weeks, 21.5%. So not a great matchup. Doesn't mean you can't get some Ks. Obviously, just last 3 weeks, we've seen the Guardians kind of bounce up and down on the K rates. And then Tariq Skubal. I don't know if you guys have heard of him. He's decent at baseball. He's pitching at Minnesota Twins, 13th highest K rate versus lefties last 3 weeks. This should have just made it as a pitcher K matchup. Honestly, I think he had a bazillion strikeouts last start against Minnesota, and 13th highest is not that crazy. Again, they have a new lineup and everything like that. So that's what we got though for the pitcher strikeout matchups. Now let's take a look at the pitcher report. All right, here are all 7 matchups of the day. That's right, we just got 7-game slate today. Logan Evans versus Suganu. Evans, he's usually good to give up a few runs, to be honest. He's given up 12 earned runs now in his last 15 innings. He'll be good for 5 innings, 2-3 earned runs given up. But he's going up against an Orioles offense that's really struggling. Suganu, he's somewhat put a few decent starts together. I don't know if he's finding his form again or what. Just 14 hits allowed in his last 18 innings with 5 earned runs. But again, this guy was getting crushed before that. He has a 15.4% K rate, so we'll see what we get from him. Matthew Boyd versus Max Scherzer. Boyd giving up 0 earned runs now in 4 of his last 6 starts. The other 2 were 5 and 3, including his last start where he gave up 3 against the St. Louis Cardinals, or maybe that was 5. Either way, it was at the Cardinals. And then Scherzer, been better lately, going 6+ innings now in 3 straight starts, giving up just 14 hits, 6 earned runs, and 21 strikeouts over the 19 innings. Imagine striking out over 1 inning in the majors at his age. It's just wild. And then Edward Cabrera versus Tanner Bybee. Cabrera is dominating lately, giving up 1 earned run in 4 straight starts. He also happens to have 18 Ks and just 4 hits allowed in his last 14 innings. 4. Now, Tanner Bybee, he's going the other way, massively struggling, giving up 4+ earned runs in 6 of his last 9 starts, which is a lot of runs, guys. And he's given up 2, 2, and 3 in the other. So it's not like he's shutting anybody out when he pitches. And then the next one, the lefty versus Luzardo versus, oh Lord, Luzardo going back and forth between great starts and awful starts. He has been better on the road. He usually gets blown up a little bit more at home. And then Lord, been decent lately, to be honest. He's given up just 6 earned runs and 17 hits in his last 20 innings. So been very serviceable for the Nationals. And then Bryce Elder. This is not a major league starting pitcher. More on that later. Kodai Senga, still somewhat limited with pitch count. Not going 90, 95 pitches or anything, and he's been giving up some runs lately. Obviously, you see a 2.3 ERA, but his expected ERA is around 4. Only about an average K rate, a really high walk rate, so it's not been that great this year. In fact, he's given up 12 earned runs in his last 16 innings now. And then Tariq Skubal versus Uber Eats. Skubal, uncharacteristically, what a word, huh? Giving up 7 earned runs in his last 11.2 innings at Philly and the Angels. That doesn't make sense because he never does that. But he still had 16 strikeouts, so that's still there. And then Ober, I don't even know how you actually say it, but he's been horrendous until his last start where he gave up just 1 earned run in 6 innings. Before that, He had given up 4 or more earned runs in 6 straight starts. That's how bad it's been. You see it, low K rate, good on the walks, but gives up a lot of hits, a lot of home runs, 2.01 home runs per 9 innings. And then we end it with Eduardo Rodriguez and Blaylock of the Rockies. Rodriguez we'll talk about more later, but he's struggling. He outside of one start, he's given up 4+ earned runs in 4 of his last 6 now. And then Blaylock, he's bad. He is just not good. He's a pitcher. He throws with his right or left arm, and he wears a Rockies uniform. You can just assume they're bad. He has given up 12 earned runs in his last 2 starts over 10.1 innings with 13 hits and a whopping 7 walks. Just not good. But either way, that's what I got for the full pitcher report and all the research help. Now it is time for the best bets. All right, this first one takes us out to New York where the Mets host the Atlanta Braves. Mets moneyline minus 194, Braves moneyline plus 158 with a total of 8.5 runs. I know what you're thinking. What is he doing? I hate the Mets. They're dead to me for what they just did to me on Wednesday. But I'm going to go back to them. I'm not going on the money line. I am only going to count on their offense. Give me the Mets team total over 2.5 runs in the first 5 innings at minus 125 on DraftKings for a half unit. Now, we just had a first 5-inning team total cash a couple days ago with the Guardians. So let's talk about this one. Yes, I'm not over that one. I won't get over it for a while. So this is the Mets' chance to just somewhat redeem themselves with me. They cannot win games to save their life. They just can't. But it hasn't really been an offensive issue. The Mets' offense in the last 5 games scored 6, 13, 6, 4, and 3, averaging 6.4 runs per game, still averaging 5.3 runs per game in their last 10. And then the last 3 weeks versus righties, 7th highest WRC plus, 9th highest slugging, 10th highest ISO power, 6th highest walk rate. They've still been hitting the ball well. They've been when they face righties. Now, they are facing Bryce Elder. I really hope this guy has another job kind of lined up on the side or something in mind because it has not been pretty in the major leagues. His opponent has scored 3+ runs in the first 5 innings in 7 of his last 9 starts. Pretty good hit rate there. Elder doesn't miss many bats, finds a lot of barrels, given up 18 home runs this year already, 10 walks in his last 4 starts. This Mets team, obviously, we know they can't win games. I just need runs. I'm going to count on them against Bryce Elder. I'm going to isolate it here. I expect them to get a couple home runs off of him, and they're going to be frustrated and pissed off, hopefully as much as I am for that bet that we just lost. But give me the Mets team total over 2.5 runs in the first 5 innings as my first best bet. All right, before we get to my next bet, it is time for the KALSHI trade of the day. If you have no idea what KALSHI is, you are missing out. This is federally regulated in all 50 states. It's like stocks. You can buy, sell contracts, but on all topics that actually interest you. A lot of different things you can do. Politics, sports, culture, climate, economics. You guys have seen me hit some nice weather bets, daily weather bets. But anyways, we're going to do sports here. So let's go to the sports section. And that sounded like a newspaper. Go to the sports section. We're going to go to baseball, of course, because that's what we're doing. And then we're going to go to awards. And then once you click on awards, you see right there at the top, you click on it. It's the National League Rookie of the Year. It is going to be Isaac Collins and Drake Baldwin are the main ones. And we're going to go Isaac Collins. That's right. He's going to be, I think he honestly should be a bigger favorite. 51 cents a contract is not that huge of a favorite. This man is coming on hot. He has a 321 average in July. And so far in August, how about a 400 average? He's just been really swinging the bat well. And, of course, he's hitting for the best team in baseball. And I think that could help him as Drake Baldwin having a great year as well. But hitting for the Braves, falling apart. I think, even if it is a tie or anything, they're going to go to Collins either way. So I really like this one. I'm just going to put $4 on it. I got a lot of money tied up right now on some futures on KALSHI, as you guys know, with AL West, AL Central winners and all that kind of stuff. But that's what I got for my KALSHI trade of the day. And now it's back to the best bets. All right, not sure if I mentioned it, but the KALSHI link is below in the description. Sign up now using that link, and you get a $20 bonus credit as well. But let's get to bet number 2. We are heading out to Coors Field, where the Rockies host the Arizona Diamondbacks. D-backs moneyline minus 181, Rockies moneyline plus 147 with a total of 12 runs. That's right, we're going to get a lot of runs in this one. My best bet is the player prop. Give me Eduardo Rodriguez under 16.5 outs at minus 125 on DraftKings. Half unit play for me here. Let's talk Mr. Rodriguez for a second. He is not good. Just not good. On the road this year, as you can see by this outlier screenshot, he is under 16.5 outs in 9 of his 11 road games, averaging a little under 15 outs per start. He has an insanely high 1.73 whip on the road as well. That means you're going to see a lot of traffic on the base pass. He's also given up a crazy 317 batting average on the road. If you don't know baseball, I'll tell you this. That's not good. He is a very hittable starting pitcher. He just faced this Rockies team in his last start. Now, Maybe that scares you away. If it does, I get it. It's kind of weird whenever you face the same team twice, but it was in a better spot in Arizona. What did he do? He lasted 5.1 innings. He went 16 outs under this line, gave up 6 hits and 5 earned runs with 5 walks and 2 strikeouts. He now, by the way, has 13 walks in his last 4 starts. If Colorado can get to him in Arizona, I expect them to get to him in Coors Field, because let's talk this Rockies offense versus lefties. Now, I'm going to go back a little farther because versus lefties at home, you need a bigger sample size. Since July 1st, the Rockies have the number 1 home batting average at 341. 341 is high. Third highest on base percentage, third lowest K rate. It's not easy being a lefty coming into Coors. In fact, 5 of the last 7 lefty starters to pitch in Coors Field are under the 16 and a half outs line. Rodriguez pitch count in his last start versus this Rockies team, he went 82. Usually sits around 90-ish pitches or so, but there's a chance they just absolutely obliterate him. As you see by team totals, and the total for this game at 12 runs, good weather, Coors Field. I expect them to get to him. So let's trust the Rockies offense here. Give me Rodriguez under 16 and a half outs. That is my second and final best bet on the video so far. Again, any added plays will be in the pinned comments below, as you guys know, on X, on Discord, and also on that website. Go check it out, justabetoutside.com. That link is in the description. 7-game slate, not going to go crazy with a bunch of 1-unit plays or anything like that, but I'll probably have at least one more added play for you before it's all said and done. So before we get out of here, let's check out that recap. All right, there it is. The Mets. I don't even want to say that team name out loud anymore. Team total over 2.5 runs in the first 5 innings, minus 125 on DK. And then Eduardo Rodriguez under 16 and a half outs, at minus 125 on DraftKings for another half unit. Thank you guys for watching. As always, I really appreciate the support. If you haven't already, hit that like button. But hope you guys have a great Thursday, and we'll talk to you soon.